It is official and it's been official for a long time, but last night it made it so clear that Tony Khan cannot book to save his life. I tell you, man, unbelievable. The thing that I will say about the Continental Tournament is that it was unpredictable. I will give him that because some of the outcomes did not make any sense to me, but other than that, like the rest of the show, it was predictable, but the Continental Championship or tournament was unpredictable. So Will Ospreay defeated Kyle Fletcher. Okay, that was a decent match. I enjoyed that match. Some of the stuff I didn't like that they did. I feel like they did too much with not selling at times. But Will Ospreay won. He was the right person to win. Then Ricochet versus Okada. I really thought that Ricochet was going to win the match, and I feel like he should have won. He should have won the match because this new direction of Ricochet with his character, the fact that he is getting heat with the crowd, and that he is now a bad guy. I thought that they would, push him into having a match with Will Ospreay, and the fact that Ricochet defeated Will Ospreay on AEW Collision last weekend, or it was last weekend. So that's why I was kind of surprised. And the thing, I get this as well because Okada is the Continental Champion. So for him to lose the tournament, for him to lose against Ricochet, I guess that would have been kind of weird because he is the Continental Champion. But if he loses the match, he's going to lose his title. So I could see that, but it was just still ridiculous. So anyway, okay, Okada defeats Ricochet. All right, Will Ospreay versus Okada. The final, for the final in the Continental Tournament. And I'm thinking, okay, Will Ospreay, he's over with the crowd. He still has, a good connection with the crowd, a good connection, right? And why not push this guy as a top babyface? Why not? Even though the booking of Will Ospreay has been questionable and some of the decisions with his, with these storylines, with the whole, Don Callis family and that nonsense. Okay, didn't make any sense, but let's move on from that. It's a new day. Okay, of course you're going to have Will Ospreay win the championship, win the final match. No, that didn't happen. Okada defeated Will Ospreay to retain his Continental Champion. The thing is, this title, with Okada having the title for I don't know how many months now, it's been several months, it hasn't meant anything. The title and the fact that they went through all of this for this championship, or for this tournament, for this championship, and the fact that they're not having a title shot against the world championship, it doesn't make any sense. And if that's the fact is that, okay, all these guys, they had to wrestle in this tournament, but then after Okada wins, I can't even think of his name right now, but he made his return, and what is his name? This is so crazy. Kenny Omega, he returned. So does that mean all those guys for those last couple of weeks that were in the tournament, the fact that they didn't make it to the tournament, or whatever, Will Ospreay made it to the final with Okada. Now, since Kenny Omega's back, he can just have a match with a match against Okada. That was just pointless to me. I mean, to me, it doesn't, whatever, I know it's wrestling, but it doesn't make any sense to me. So he won. So Okada pretty much won this tournament so he can have a match against Omega, Kenny Omega, the returning Kenny Omega. It's baffling. It is baffling. Why not pull the trigger with someone like Will Ospreay? The guy is great in the ring. He's really good. Sometimes I feel like he does a little too much, but he's one of the best wrestlers in AEW. So why not push him? Why not give this guy a mega push? It is, it's about creating superstars. And I'm sorry, Okada, the match that he had against Will Ospreay in the final, I thought it was, I know people were saying, oh my God, it was an incredible match. Yes, it was a decent match, but I wasn't really crazy about it because when you do a whole bunch of moves and there's no selling, to me, it doesn't mean anything. And I will tell you, Okada, I feel like last night he looked actually decent because the last couple of months he has not looked good in the ring, and the guy's only 37. But sometimes when he's moving around in that ring, you would think that the guy's like 50 something years old. But last night, I guess he did a decent job overall. But why wouldn't you push Will Ospreay? I mean, whatever. It's wrestling, but I just thought it was baffling, and I don't know why, but it kind of just it ticked me off. So what are they going to do with Will Ospreay? Because you have to push the guy, you have to push him, and AEW Tony Khan, he needs to get it together with his booking because Will Ospreay is a superstar. We all know that, and if you want to create superstars, you know that next big baby face, you have to the wrestler has to have, you know, he has to be in better storylines. He needs to be pushed in a direction that's going to get him over and get him to that next level. And that's where AEW is struggling. They're struggling in that area because they're not pushing stars. And with this whole Continental Championship or tournament, they had bad guys versus bad guys, good guys versus the good guys. And it's, to me, that's okay. But when you're doing that all the time, and then with some of these matches, you know, Darby Allin versus Will Ospreay, that could have been saved for another date. You know, they could have built that up, and really pushed that, for them to have a program. And then that's why I don't understand it. So I'm just hoping, and I've been hoping for a long time, but Tony Khan really needs to get it together with the booking. And at this point, he needs someone else to take over. You know, I really hope that this Okada versus Kenny Omega, maybe this will surprise me, but it's just ridiculous to me. Please take care, have a good one, and Happy New Year.